Hey guys, Will here with W.T.F car reviews, and today we're reviewing the all-new 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness. And for those of you guys who don't know, the Crosstrek has been Subaru's compact crossover SUV, essentially a lifted Impreza hatchback since 2013. The third generation Crosstrek that you see here has been with us since 2024, and for 2026, Subaru drops the base 152 horsepower, 2-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder in favor of this now standard 180 horsepower naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, which is down 2 horsepower compared to the 2025 model year, with the top limited and wilderness trims now adding a standard heated steering wheel. The 2026 Crosstrek also adds a new peppy and efficient hybrid model, which we do have the keys to. We'll see what the order and the post in the videos is, but the non-hybrid is available in 5 trim levels for 2026, all mate Subaru's 2.5-liter boxer 4-cylinder to a CVT transmission and all-wheel drive system, ranging from the $27,000 base up to the top wilderness, which starts at $33,795. What else do we get for that money? Let's jump right in. So the black and white contrast of this wilderness looks pretty premium with the white metallic paint. Hopefully you can pick up the sparkles here in the Florida sun. Black headlight housing, LED daytime running lights, LED projector headlamps, and LED fog lights down below. Pretty solid airflow here for the radiator for this naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. And I'll take a squat back here or up here, show you what we got going on underneath the grill with a skid plate. Hopefully you can pick it up on camera. I ended up pulling my shoulder at the gym yesterday. I don't know how, I did leg day, but I ended up doing it, so bear with me for some limited mobility. The wheel and tire setup looks really good with these Y-spoke black 17-inch wheels wrapped in Yokohama Geolandar all-terrain tires. They're not the most aggressive all-terrain, but with this all-wheel drive system, this is more than capable enough off-road for the compact SUV segment. 5-lug pattern, dual piston front brake caliper, decent amount of ground clearance. I'll leave a link right over here to show you exactly how much there is, with some plastic cladding outside of the wheel wells and rocker panel side skirt area, really protecting this SUV from rock chips. I'll take a step back. Hopefully you guys can pick up the side profile of this 2026 Crosstrek with a Subaru Wilderness logo on the upper left part of the door, black contrasted mirror caps with LED turn signal on them, blind spot monitoring on the inside part of the glass, and it's a heated outside mirror. I like how it's labeled Crosstrek on the lower right part of the door. The plastic cladding continues for the rear door and the rear wheel well area. Smart access for the driver and front passenger. Hopefully you guys can pick up the window sticker here for the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness. You guys can pause, take a look at all the standard equipment here. The base price of $33,795. $2,270 for the moonroof, Harman Kardon speakers, and the 10-way power driver's seat with 2-way lumbar. $438 for the mirror, compass, and home link. Sorry about that, guys. There's a guy walking around the parking lot with a crying kid. Not sure why he picked this parking lot, but anyway, $438 for the mirror, compass, and home link. $212 for the rear gate assist. $156 for the rear seat protector, and $136 for the LED upgrade. So after a $1,420 destination delivery charge, we're sitting at $38,427, which is getting up there in price, but this is a fully loaded, top trim, off-road ready 2026 Subaru Crosstrek, averaging 26 combined MPGs, 24 in the city, 29 on the highway, which isn't amazing, but we have the all-terrain tires here, all-wheel drive system, and a little bit of additional ground clearance here with this Wilderness package. We have the same rear wheel and tire setup. The only difference is a smaller brake caliper. We get LED taillights, but the turn signals and reverse lights are halogen. Black badging, rear parking sensing. I like how the rear bumper is also labeled Subaru. I really don't understand why this guy is just walking closer to me with this crying baby. But anyway, we get the Subaru Wilderness badge in the lower right part of the door area, and the gas cap is push to open. No easy fill, and you can throw regular octane fuel for this 2.5-liter naturally aspirated 4-cylinder. I'll take a squat back here. Bear with me with the shoulder. The exhaust tips in the lower right corner. Hopefully get a good look at the suspension setup. But speaking of the exhaust tip, let's fire up this 2.5-liter naturally aspirated boxer 4-cylinder engine, and here she sounds. All right, guys, that was the sound of the naturally aspirated 2.5-liter boxer 4-cylinder engine sold by Subaru for the 2026 Crosstrek Wilderness. And it sounds okay, you're not going to hear a whole lot with a 2800 RPM rev limiter, but cranking out 180 horsepower, which is down 2 compared to last year's model, 178 pound-feet of torque, which is unchanged, made it to a CVT transmission and all-wheel drive system. You can expect this 3,369 pound all-wheel drive SUV to get to 60 in the mid to high 8-second range. So not the best performer, but it's a big upgrade compared to the naturally aspirated 2-liter that came standard in the previous model year. What you see is basically what we get. We can shut this hood right down, walk around this 2026 Crosstrek Wilderness one more time. And let's take a step inside and see what we get with a 2026 top trim Crosstrek. With leatherette stitching up top, gold contrast with a hard plastic frame, some faux carbon underneath it, gushy soft leatherette armrest, auto one-touch windows up front, power windows out rear. We get 4-way adjustable mirrors, plastic door handle, and the Harman Kardon speakers, which do sound surprisingly good. You'll stack 2 6-inch subs, 24 to 32 ounce water bottle, and you'll fit an additional 6-inch sub in this grab handle area. No step-in plate. The seats are this really nice leatherette material to it. Feels like a marine grade vinyl, and a hint of suede Alcantara for the inserts. I believe Subaru calls it Star Tex. And the power function is part of this option package, as you guys see, for $2,270, also including the Harman Kardon speakers and sunroof. These roof rails are pretty aggressive too, and I like the gold contrast to them. The seats, as we mentioned, are very comfortable with solid bolstering for the top and bottom portion. The headrest labeled Subaru Wilderness. The electric adjustments include the 2-way lumbar control. You can recline, drop, lift, and slide the front seats, but taking a step inside, we can really check it out. So foot on the brake, engine start, stop, and everything fires right to life. So this is a really nice interior here with the large 11.6-inch infotainment screen, frameless rear view mirror, sunroof, soft touch materials basically everywhere we're going to touch, with a decently thick steering wheel with gold accents, fat 10 and 2, perfect 9 and 3, paddle shifters, skip, infotainment adjustments, AM, FM, Sirius, hang up and answer your phone calls, voice commands, and volume. To the right side, we have our adaptive cruise control, steering assist with our sport mode and intelligent mode. Heated steering wheel too, tilt and telescoping steering column. The stocks have a satisfying click, auto headlamps, auto high beams, fog lights, no auto rain sensing wipers, but wouldn't be expected in this class of vehicle. Interior lighting to the left, and hopefully get a good look at the pedals. The frame of the dashboard is just hard plastic, but the outer pieces of it and the passenger side is soft touch. We mentioned the frameless auto dimming rear view mirror, the 11.6-inch touchscreen. We don't get standard navigation, it doesn't appear. We still get wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. The backup camera, pretty high resolution, but with the vertical display, it does not take up the entire screen. Guidance lines and trajectory with our drive mode selector. Snow, dirt, normal, deep snow, and mud. We'll leave it in normal for the purpose of this review. Throwing it back into park, we'll return right back to the previous screen and our climate control settings down below with hard buttons for the temperature controls. The volume dial feels okay, same thing for the tune, hazards in the upper left corner. A little bit of storage down below, wireless phone charging pad, USB-A, C port, and an aux port, the gear selector for the CVT transmission, and our manual shift mode when you pull it to the left. Heated seats, electronic parking brake, our 12-volt 120 watt, 2 cup holders. You'll fit 24 to 32 ounce bottles, and a nice soft leatherette armrest, and a deep storage pocket. You'll fit 6 1-liter bottles of soda. The glove box has a little bit of that faux carbon above it, soft touch above the faux carbon. The glove box is damped, not lined felt, and decently spacious. You'll fit 20, maybe 22, 23 license plates. Should be able to fit 2 pairs of shoes, about 5, maybe 6 Harry Potter books. 3 garage homelink settings on this frameless rear view mirror. The interior lights are LED, and our sunroof, part of that option package 23. Opens up pretty quickly. See if it goes out any further. It does. So beautiful day today in Port Richey, Florida. Really can't beat it. Sunny and 78 degrees. So perfect weather for the sunroof. Leave the shade open so when we hop out back, you guys can see how much light is brought into the cabin. And that's about it for the front seat, at least, of this 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness. Let's take a step out back, see how much space is offered back here, as well as the overall quality of the materials. So up top, just hard plastic with nice texture to it. Same thing for the center, but we keep the leather armrest, power window, Harman Kardon speaker. The storage space, you'll just fit 1 6-inch sub, or you'll fit 2 24-ounce water bottles. Plastic door handle. The rear seats are the same thing as up front, the Star Treks, with that Alcantara feeling center. Not the most bolstering, basically no bolstering at all. The legroom looks decent for the compact segment. I'm a little bit over 6 feet tall sitting behind my seat settings, and I still have about an inch and a half of knee room. Headroom, they give us this cutout, so I still have about an inch and a half of it. So if you're under 6'2", 6'3", you should be able to fit comfortably behind your seat settings in the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness. Unfortunately, for the top trim, we still don't have an air vents in the center console. There is something going on under the front seats, but at this price point, we should have something blowing directly at us. We still get a USB-A and C port. No mat pockets behind the driver's seat, but we get one behind the passenger seat. The center cubby, we got to jab our hand into it, but it's nice soft leatherette trim. You'll fit 16 to 24-ounce bottles. We get a hook for both of the grab handles back here, and the interior lights are LED. That's about it for the second row. Let's take a step out in the cargo space, see how much space is offered back there, and then take this 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness out for a drive. So underneath the Subaru logo is the button to open up the trunk. I'll catch right back with you once the horn stops going off. All right, guys, so the trunk is not power, unfortunately, but the hydraulic struts are appreciated. Large cargo space. I'll leave a link right here to show you exactly how much space there is with the second row up and with the second row down. We'll check out the secret storage space underneath these floor mats. And we get a spare tire back here. It's not full size, but still appreciated, especially for an off-road SUV. You also get cup holders in each corner if you choose to sit in your tailgate. And here's a nice latch if you want to close your trunk. With an additional interior light back here, which appears to be LED, and a cargo cover. That's about it though, guys, for the cargo space. Let's take a step back, walk around this 2026 Crosstrek Wilderness one more time. And it's a really nice looking SUV starting under $34,000, this one being just about fully loaded, but starting under $34,000 it looks really good. It has solid capability. This SUV is not going to compete with the Wrangler, Bronco, Land Cruiser, SUVs like that, but it does have surprisingly good capability for a comfortable daily drivable SUV. And speaking of that, let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. All right, guys, now just about seen everything we need to see with the inside and outside of the all-new 2026 Subaru Crosstrek Wilderness. Let's take it out for a drive and see what it's got. My first impressions though, the steering is very sharp and direct. It's not super heavy, but it's linear and responsive. Throttle, the Wilderness always had the 2.5-liter 4-cylinder as its standard powertrain, but this is a good powertrain for this vehicle. I'm excited to get into the hybrid. It's still a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated boxer for the hybrid, though with a little bit of boost out of those electric motors. Turn signal stocks feel premium, lean into a little bit, half throttle. Doesn't blow you away, but gets up and goes with no problem. And now at speed, listen, highway speed. I was complaining about the slightly thinner glass for the mirrors earlier, but it's quiet. Road noise is non-existent even with these all-terrain tires. We'll slow down a little bit, try out a moving pole on the gas. Woo! Okay, yeah, you look down and you are moving. No need to beat it up any further. Take a step out here. Brakes feel good. Steering, ooh, nimble. Coming out. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't blow you away, but it does feel very strong for daily driving. It feels a lot stronger than the entry-level powertrains that you get from, say, a Toyota Corolla Cross. It's comparable to a Mazda CX-5 without the turbo, similar 2.5-liter 4-cylinder. It's just the Mazda's is inline, whereas this is a boxer. We can try out a moving pole, throw it in a sport. Ooh! Yeah, sport definitely wakes things up a little bit. Brakes feel good, handling solid. Whew, yeah, sport definitely wakes things up. It felt fine in its intelligent mode, but it definitely felt better there. Let's throw it in over some speed bumps. Good ride. A little faster than we should. Very solid. These all-terrains soften the ride up compared to the regular models noticeably. In real world turning radius test, very sharp. Wow, and yeah, sport mode really sharpens up this throttle. Brakes feel good. No complaints. You can try one out off the line, on the gas, sport mode. Woo! So in sport mode, when you do off the line accelerations, it holds the gear. Steering feels a little better, and the body roll is surprisingly limited. No need to beat it up any further. Let's throw it back into its intelligent mode. Steering gets a little bit lighter, but it still feels just as sharp and direct. And they tune this CVT transmission very well. You really don't need a lot of throttle to get this thing moving and to keep this thing moving. All right, guys, taking a step out here, partial throttle. Good response with the 2.5. About a third of the way. Nice, easy, and consistent acceleration. Partial throttle. Yeah, very smooth. Overall, guys, if you're looking for just a great balanced vehicle around the $35,000 price point, I wouldn't necessarily recommend loading it up to $38,000, $40,000, but around $35,000, this is an excellent SUV. It's not going to blow you away with this performance, but the 2.5 four-cylinder is very peppy for this class. Without needing a turbocharged powertrain to compromise its overall potential reliability, and having these all-terrain tires, standard all-wheel drive, and rugged looks with this Wilderness, the plastic cladding may not be for everyone, but it will protect the vehicle against rock chips if you do end up taking this SUV off-road. And no, this isn't an all-out off-road SUV. It's not a Wrangler, it's not a Bronco, Land Cruiser, but it's a capable on-road SUV to take off-road. If you want to go for the standard Crosstrek, sure, it'll still be a little bit capable with its all-wheel drive system, but these all-terrain tires, a little bit added ground clearance, skid plates, definitely help while looking really, really cool. If that's what you're looking for, guys, around the $35,000 price point, I would 100% recommend checking out the 2026 Crosstrek Wilderness. And a big thanks to Austin and the rest of the management and staff here at Subaru of Port Richey for helping make this review possible. I'll leave a link to your inventory below, and if you're looking for a new car, SUV, or truck in the Port Richey, Tampa Bay area, I would definitely recommend checking these guys out. And as for Austin, and a huge thanks to all you guys for watching. I had a great time making this video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. If you've already subscribed, thank you so much. You guys know the channel is just not possible without you, and I really appreciate the constant support. But again, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Leave a like too. It really helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. That's how these videos get promoted to new people. Leave a comment. Let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. Leave a comment. Let me know if there's any specific cars, SUVs, or trucks you want to see reviewed on this channel, and I'll definitely try getting those videos for you ASAP. But other than that, again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope all of you have a great day.